Sly Stone, pioneering funk and soul musician, dies aged 82. American songwriter lit up generations of dance floors with his group Sly and the Family Stone. Sly Stone, the American musician who lit up generations of dance floors with his gloriously funky and often socially conscious songwriting, has died aged 82. After a prolonged battle with COPD and other underlying health issues, Sly passed away peacefully, surrounded by his 3 children, his closest friend and his extended family. A family statement reads, "While we mourn his absence, we take solace in knowing that his extraordinary musical legacy will continue to resonate and inspire for generations to come." With his group Sly and the Family Stone. Stone tied together soul, psychedelic rock and gospel into fervent, uplifting songs, and became one of the key progenitors of the 1970s funk sound alongside James Brown and others. The group's hits include 3 US #1 singles, "Everyday People," "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again," and "Family Affair," plus "Dance to the Music," "I Want to Take You Higher," "Hot Fun in the Summertime" and more. The 1971 album There's a Riot Goin' On, a moody reflection on civil rights and the corrupted idealism of the post-war era created predominantly by Stone apart from the rest of his band, is widely regarded as one of the greatest of the 20th century. Born Sylvester Stewart to a Pentecostal religious family in Texas in 1943. Stone grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. His first music came in a gospel quartet with 3 siblings, the Stewart Four, who put out a locally released single in 1952. As a young man he became well known in the fertile musical scene of countercultural San Francisco, a multi-instrumentalist and radio DJ who had a series of local bands and worked as a producer for garage rock and psychedelia groups such as the Beau Brummels. In 1966, he fused his band Sly and the Stoners with his brother Freddie's group Freddie and the Stone Souls, to form Sly and the Family Stone. Their breakthrough came the following year with Dance to the Music, and success was fully established by their 4th album in 2 years. Stand. 1969, which eventually sold more than 3 million copies. The band's stylistic and racial diversity attracted a broad audience, and they played both of the defining music festivals of 1969, Woodstock and the Harlem Cultural Festival. Hits continued more fitfully during the early 1970s, and the group, notorious for no-shows at concerts, slowly fractured amid increasing drug use. Stone would record There's a Riot Goin' On predominantly on his own, applying one of the earliest uses of a drum machine. Albums such as Fresh, with its Richard Avedon portrait of Stone on the cover, were also primarily his work. The band split entirely in 1975, though Stone continued to use the band name for solo releases. Despite having laid the rhythmic groundwork for disco, Stone couldn't sustain his career in the late 1970s, and his addiction to cocaine worsened. He continued to perform with peers such as Funkadelic and Bobby Womack, but album releases dried up after 1982's Ain't But the One Way. He was arrested in 1983 for cocaine possession, and for driving under the influence of cocaine in 1987, prompting him to flee California for Connecticut. He was apprehended 2 years later, and sentenced to 55 days in prison, 5 years probation and a fine. His difficulties meant that he was little seen during the 1990s, and it wasn't until 2006 that he performed in public again, at a tribute to Sly and the Family Stone at the Grammy Awards. He performed with the Family Stone on a tour the following year, but often erratically, and made a lackluster appearance at 2010's Coachella Festival. His final album, I'm Back. Family Friends, featuring re-recordings of old songs alongside 3 new tracks, was released in 2011. In 2015 he was awarded $5 million in a lawsuit against his former manager and attorney, successfully arguing that royalty payments had been diverted from him, though he ultimately wasn't awarded the money due to the terms of a 1989 royalties agreement with a production company. Difficulties with royalties meant that Stone spent many of his latter years in poverty. In 2011 he was living in a campervan in a residential area of Los Angeles, voluntarily. He claimed, and relying on a retired couple for food. Sly was a monumental figure, a groundbreaking innovator, and a true pioneer who redefined the landscape of pop, funk, and rock music, the family statement added. His iconic songs have left an indelible mark on the world, and his influence remains undeniable. In a testament to his enduring creative spirit, Sly recently completed the screenplay for his life story, a project we are eager to share with the world in due course, which follows a memoir published in 2024. That memoir, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again, was praised in a Guardian review. The charm, playfulness, humor, and personality of Stone